So, welcome all. In this video I will introduce the data type boolean. And before I do that, I will repeat the previous data types that we have seen before quickly. So the first one that we have seen is a string. And when we create a variable with data type string, we can store a piece of text in this variable. Furthermore, we have seen an integer or short int in C++. And when we create a variable of data type int, we can store a whole number in this variable. When we want to store a decimal number in a variable, we have to use the data type double. And finally, we have seen a char. And when we create a variable of data type char, we can store a single character in this variable. So now I want to add one more data type to this list, which is a boolean. And a boolean is actually the most simple data type. Namely, it can either hold true or false. And what we also have seen is how to create a variable. And we have to use the following syntax for that. So we start by defining its data type. And then it follows by the variable name and ends with a semicolon. So if we want to create a variable of data type boolean, we have to start with bool. So that's its data type. And then we have to type a variable name, for example, b, and then end with a semicolon. So we can also immediately assign a value to this variable using equal true. So I assign the value true to the variable b in this way. And we can also print the data in this variable using cout, using this syntax here. So let's run this program. And what you see, it prints 1, meaning when a boolean is 1, it will be printed, when the boolean is true, it will be printed as a 1 on the console. So let's make the boolean false. And now you see it prints 0, meaning when the boolean is false, it will be printed as 0 on the console. Yeah, so when the boolean is true, it will be printed as 1 on the console, and when the boolean is false, then it will be printed as a 0 on the console. So we use booleans often in combination with comparison operators, and to demonstrate this, I will create two other variables of type integer. So variable i1 and variable i2, both of type int. And I will assign the values 4 and 5 to them. And what we can do now is compare those values, compare those variables. And we do that in the following way. So we can, for example, check if i1 is greater than i2. And I have to use the following syntax for that. So I type here i1 greater than i2. And what happens here is that I compare i1 with i2 and I check whether i1 is greater than i2. And if that's true, then this operation becomes true and is being assigned into b. And if i1 is equal or less than i2, this operation becomes false and therefore b will become false. So let's run this program. And now you see it prints 0 because 4 is not greater than 5. So let's make i1 equal to 6. It's quite slow, but you will see it will be printed 1 because 6 is greater than 5. Let's see what happens if I make both i1 and i2 equal to 5. Now you see it prints 0 because 5 is not greater than 5. So if you also want to check if i1 and i2 are equal to each other, or i1 is greater than i2, then you have to use this operator, I have to say. Yeah, so this operator checks whether i1 is greater or equal than i2. So if I run this program now again, it should print a 1. because I1 is equal to I2 now. As you see here, it prints a 1 now. So let's note that quickly. So first we have seen the greater than operator. And this becomes true when the first value is greater than the second value. And what I mean with that is if I1, so the first value, is greater than the second value, I2 in this case, and this operation becomes true when this holds. So when the first value is greater than the second value, and otherwise it becomes false. We also have seen the greater than equal operator, and this becomes true when the first value is greater than the second value or when both values are equal. So we also have an operator that works the other way around, namely the less than sign, the less than operator. And this becomes true when the first value is less than the second value. We also have less than equal, therefore we have to use this operator here. And this becomes true when the first value is less than the second value or when both values are equal. So now I want to add two more operators to this list, which is firstly the equal operator. And what we do with this operator is to check whether two values are equal. So let's give an example. So now I check whether I1 is equal to I2. So when we run this program, you see it prints 1 because I1 and I2 are both 5. So let's change one of these values. So now I1 is equal to 6 and I2 is equal to 5. And now you see it prints 0 because I1 is not equal to I2. So therefore this operation here results in a false. So the last operator we have is not equal to, and this becomes true when the first value is not equal to the second value. And so the equal operator, this becomes true when the first value is equal to the second value. So that's it for this video. So we have seen the data type Boolean in combination with the comparison operators.